First Kings. Coming from First Kings, talking about the prophet Elijah. Let's start with First Kings chapter 18, verse 1 and 2. 1 Kings chapter 18, verses 1 and 2. It says, "And it came to pass that after many days, that the word of the Lord came to Elijah in the 3rd year, saying, Go and show thyself unto Ahab, and I will send rain unto the earth. And Elijah went to show himself unto Ahab. And there was a sore famine in Samaria." Really simple principle here. "And the word of the Lord came to Elijah, saying, Go show thyself unto Ahab, and I will send rain." Verse 2, "And Elijah went." God spoke, Elijah acted. He didn't seek confirmation. He didn't bargain with God. He didn't negotiate. He didn't flee. And Elijah went. And through the rest of chapter 18, we know that there was a contest on Mount Carmel. And the word in my Bible here, it uses the word contest. The contest on Mount Carmel. Verse 20 of chapter 18. It says, and it talks about, "So Ahab sent unto all the children of Israel, and gathered the prophets together unto Mount Carmel. And Elijah came unto all the people and said, How long halt ye between two opinions? If the Lord be God, follow him. But if Baal, then follow him. And the people answered him not a word." And the beauty of this is that he didn't command them, stop following Baal and follow God. He challenged them to look within their heart. He said, if the Lord be God, follow him. If Baal, then follow him. Choose who you're going to serve. Choose who you're going to serve. Look within your heart. Look at what you know to be true already. And decide who you're going to follow. The living God or the false God. Skip forward to verse 27. Actually, no. Go back to verse 22. It says, "Then Elijah said unto the people, I, even I only remain, a prophet of the Lord, but Baal's prophets are 450 men. Let them, therefore, give us 2 bullocks, and let them choose 1 bullock for themselves, and cut it into pieces, and lay it on the wood, and put no fire under it. And I will dress the other bullock, and lay it on the wood, and put no fire on it. And ye call on the name of your gods, and I will call on the name of the Lord. And the God that answereth by fire, let him be God." And all the people answered and said, "It is well." There's an irony to this, because when he told them, how long will you go back and forth between the two opinions of who's God. See, God says, be ye, I'd rather ye be hot or cold. Because if you're lukewarm, I will spew you out. The children of Israel, Elijah comes to confront them with the question, how long halt ye between two opinions? They hadn't departed God for Baal. They hadn't abandoned Baal for God, but they were bouncing back and forth between the two, straddling the fence, trying to stay in the gray, trying to please two gods, trying to do what they can to make sure God was happy, but then on the other side, trying to do what they could to make sure Ahab was happy. Lukewarm. But Elijah, fire hot. Because the word of the Lord came to Elijah and Elijah went. So Elijah comes and says, how long will you go back and forth between two opinions? No answer. No answer. But then when he puts the challenge out there, okay, we're going to, me by myself, the prophet of God, 450 prophets of Baal. We're going to take two, we're going to take two sacrifices. They're going to do theirs, and I'm going to do mine. They're going to call upon their gods. I'm going to call upon mine. Whoever God answers, let him be God. Then the children of Israel answered and said, it is well. Okay, but you couldn't decide before? You didn't know already who God is? What God had done to get you all up to this very point? So now it's going to take a contest? Now you got to allow God to be put to the test in a contest to see? Okay, all right. So, verse 25 says, and Elijah said unto the prophets of Baal, choose you one bullock for yourselves, dress it first, for ye are many, and call upon the name of your gods, but put no fire under. And they took the bullock which was given them, and they dressed it, and they called on the name of Baal from morning until noon, saying, O Baal, hear us. But there was no voice, nor any that answered. And they leaped upon the altar which was made. And it came to pass at noon that Elijah mocked them and said, cry aloud. For he is either, let's see, what did he say? I'm sorry. Cry aloud, for he is a God, lowercase g. Either he is talking, or he is pursuing, or he is in a journey, or peradventure he sleepeth, and must be awake. Elijah is trash talking them. That's how much confidence he has in God. That's how fire hot he is for God. In this moment, oh my goodness, God came and said, Elijah, go, because God knew who Elijah was. God knew whom he was calling. He knew who he had put to the task. He knew how Elijah was going to do this. And they cried aloud, verse 28, and cut themselves after their manner with knives and lancets till the blood gushed out on them. So they're crying out and they're leaping, and it wasn't enough to get Baal's attention. Why? Because Baal is not real. Baal is not alive. You can't get the attention of something that's not alive. But here they are doing everything in their power to get a non-existent, a non-capable God to answer them. They're cutting themselves. Makes no sense. Elijah's trash talking, and then they go to more drastic measures to try to get Baal to answer, as if he had answered before. Verse 29, it came to pass when midday was past, and they prophesied until the time of offering of the evening sacrifice, that there was neither voice nor any to answer, nor any that regarded. So from morning to noon to the evening sacrifice, they called upon the dead God. And surprise, surprise, no one answered. Kind of reminds me of the scene in the movie last night when the stork took the baby to the fake house. And the guy said, well, didn't it dawn on you? Didn't anything sink in? A house in the middle of all of this? He's like, well, gentrification, you know. But he had his reason why it didn't, you know, why it didn't sink in. But then when the girl came and rescued him, she said the same thing. Didn't it dawn on you? Didn't it dawn on these guys that this dead God was not going to answer? Were they so against God that they would do this? Yes, they were. Yes, they were. So here we go. Verse 29. And it came to pass when midday passed, and they prophesied until the time of offering the evening sacrifices. There was no voice, needed surprise, surprise. Verse 30. And Elijah said unto the people, come near unto me. And all the people came near him. And he prepared the altar of the Lord that was broken down. And he repaired the altar of the Lord that was broken down. And Elijah took 12 stones, according to the number of the tribes of the sons of Jacob, unto whom the word of the Lord came, saying, Israel shall be thy name. And the stones he built, and with the stones he built an altar in the name of the Lord, and he made a trench about the altar, as great as would contain 2 measures of seed. That's a pretty good trench around the altar. And he put the wood in order, cut the bullocks in pieces, and he laid them on the wood, and said, fill 4 barrels with water, and pour it on the burnt sacrifice on the wood. And he said, do it a second time. And they did it. And he said, do it a third time. And they did it a third time. And when the water ran around about the altar, and he filled the trench with water, and it came to pass at the time of the offering of the evening sacrifices that Elijah the prophet came in and said, God of Abraham, Isaac, and of Israel, let it be known this day that thou art God in Israel, and that I am thy servant, and I have done all of these things at thy word. Hear me, O Lord. Hear me, that this people may know that thou art the Lord God, and that thou hast turned their heart back again. Then the fire of the Lord fell and consumed the burnt sacrifice, and the wood, and the stones, and the dust, and licked up the water that was in the trench. Proof. You want proof that God is real? There's your proof. To the people of Israel who bounce back and forth between the living God and the dead God and the non-existent God, and when he said, how long will you waver back and forth? How long will you talk back and forth between 2 opinions? And they couldn't even answer. But when they said, okay, let God be put to let's have a contest, and the God that answers, okay, let him be God. And like, okay, that is well spoken. Let's do that. Then he gives them their shot, and he gives them from the time of the morning sacrifice through the noon, all the way to the evening sacrifice. No response. Surprise, surprise. Of course not. He can't respond because he's a dead God. Baal could not answer. Elijah prepares his. And not only does he prepare it, but he makes it difficult. those 4 vessels of water, pours it on the altar, does it 2 more times, 12 vessels of water. And it ran out so that it filled the trench around the altar. Here's the interesting thing. Then the fire of the Lord fell and consumed the burnt offering. So the offering that was up there, that was soaked wet with 12 vessels of water, burned. And the wood burned, and the stones burned, and the dust burned. So around the altar was a trench. The water had been poured, so there was no dust between the altar and the trench. But the dust that was around the trench burned. So when that fire came down, it burnt things that should not have burned. The stone, can't burn stone. But it was consumed, it was burned. The dust that was on the outside of the trench that was dug around the altar, that was burned. And the water that was in the trench, gone. Everything just taken up by the fire. It wasn't just a regular fire that came down. Regular fire wouldn't have been able to do anything to that sacrifice. Regular fire. They could have stoked it, they could have gotten it as hot. They wouldn't have been physically capable of generating that hot of a fire. That hot of a fire. Not in that. Verse 39, and when all the people saw it, they fell on their faces, and they said, the Lord, he is the God. The Lord, he is the God. Elijah said unto them, take the prophets of Baal, and let not one of them escape. And they took them, and Elijah brought them down to Brook Kishon, and he slew them there. 450 prophets of Baal lost their lives because they put their hope on their God. 450 prophets of Baal lost their lives because they were just so resistant to God. We face that same dilemma today. And it's more than 450 people. It's over a billion out there who don't know Christ. But it's up to us to be Elijah. It's up to us to show them, to tell them about the circumstances in our lives, the difficult, hard times that we've had to overcome, the wet sacrifices that God has burned in our lives because he has. You see. But just as he did it before the people so that God would get the glory, but just as he did it before the people, so that God would get the glory, we do it for the people, so that God will get the glory, so that people will know without a doubt that God is real. That our wet sacrifices, that what looks like it should not be consumed, God burned. But that's not the end of the story. We started with, and the word of the Lord came to Elijah, and Elijah went. We get to the point where Elijah is now before the people of Israel, challenging 450 prophets of Baal to see who is real. He says, I am but one man, and you are many. The 450 prophets of Baal. God prevailed in that situation. So you would think that Elijah would be able to stand in any circumstance. You would think that Elijah would be able to now Let's keep reading. Chapter 19. And Ahab told Jezebel all that Elijah had done, and with all how he had slain all the prophets with the sword. Then Jezebel sent a message unto Elijah, saying, so let the gods do to me, and more also, if I do not make thy life as one of them by tomorrow about this time. And when he saw that, he arose and he went for his life and came to Beersheba, which belongeth to Judah, and left his servant there. Oh, Elijah, just fresh off the victory of proving that God is real, fresh off that victory of showing that how God can overcome any circumstance, any situation, proving that he is real, proving against 450 prophets of Baal who had full confidence in their God, confidence enough to yell, shout, scream, to leap and call upon this dead God, to cut themselves and carry on in the face of this dead God. But Elijah stood against that 450. But because this one queen sends him a letter and says, the gods do unto me also and more, if I did not make you like one of them. And so Elijah rose and he fled for his life. That's why we can't feel bad when we come to our low moments. Because we can experience the greatest victories in the Lord, in the greatest triumph, but the smallest obstacle can trip us up. That's where we have to be careful. In the great battle, in the great contest, where we experience the greatest victory, we're on that spiritual high, we're on the mountaintop. But then on the other side, one word from one person. One word from one person. One thought from one person. And he fled. With the same God that's on his side. The same God. God didn't change. God didn't change. What changed? His circumstance. And really the circumstance didn't even change. But the message to him. Now, the 450 prophets of Baal are dead. The queen, she was a queen with resources. The ability to carry out what she wanted to do. And Elijah fled. So, even at the point of our greatest victory, we can allow the smallest thing to trip us up. The smallest thing to trip us up. Even though she was a queen, even though she had these great resources before her, at her disposal, and definitely the means to be able to carry out the threat or the promise that Elijah had, that she had made against Elijah. Somehow he forgot that God was on his side. Verse 4, but he himself went a day's journey into the wilderness, and came and sat down under a juniper tree. And he requested for himself that he might die. He said, it is enough now, O Lord. Take away my life, for I am not better than my fathers. And as he lay and slept under the juniper tree, behold, then an angel touched him and said unto him, arise and eat. And he looked, and behold, there was a cake baked on the coals, and a cruse of water at his head. And he did eat and drink, and then he laid himself down again. And the angel of the Lord came a second time, and touched him and said, rise and eat, because the journey is too great for thee. God's not surprised. Remember, God failed to the plan. Remember, God knew everything that was going to happen. God knew that the victory was coming. God knew that Jezebel's threat was coming. God knew that Elijah would flee. God knew that Elijah would flee for his life. But in his flee, look at this. Even in his fleeing, God sent an angel to feed Elijah 2 times, because he knew where Elijah was headed, because he knew where he was actually going to meet Elijah, and Elijah had to be strengthened for that. So 2 meals. Verse 8 of chapter 19, 1 Kings. And he arose and did eat and drink, and he went in the strength of that meat 40 days and 40 nights unto Horeb, the Mount of God. 40 days and 40 nights. 2 meals got him through 40 days and 40 nights. That was God strengthening him to get into the place. Even though he knew Elijah was going to flee, he knew where Elijah was going, he strengthened. He didn't tell Elijah to go. Elijah fled on his own. But God said, okay, you're going to run. I'm going to give you the strength to get there. Verse 9, and he came thither unto a cave, and he lodged there. And behold, and listen to this, and behold, the word of the Lord came to him and said to him, what doest thou here? Why are you here? I told you to go show yourself to Ahab. I told you to do that. Okay, so he did it. He did it, and the result was the queen threatened his life. So he left. Not only did God allow him to leave, but God fed him on his journey. Fed him so that he would have strength to carry out the journey. And then when he got where he was going, God says, why are you here? I didn't tell you to leave there. Why are you here? Why are you here? Why did you flee the place where I had victory? Why? What changed? Am I not still God? Why? What are you doing here? Verse 10. And he said, I've been very jealous for the Lord God of hosts. For the children of Israel have forsaken thy covenant and thrown down thine altars and slain thy prophets with the sword. And I, even I only am left, and they seek my life to take it away. And the word for jealous is actually the word zealous. I've been very zealous for the Lord. And he's saying, I just had this great victory for you. While the children of Israel have killed your prophets. But I'm the only prophet left, and now they seek to take my life. So he's justifying now before God why he left without God telling him to leave. Why he left without God telling him to leave because of a situation or a circumstance. Because his very life had been threatened, but God didn't say leave. And he's trying to tell God why it's okay. And he said, go forth and stand upon the mount before the Lord. This verse 11, God speaking to Elijah. And he said, go forth and stand upon the mount before the Lord. And behold, the Lord passed by, and a great and strong wind rent the mountains and brake in pieces the rocks before the Lord. But the Lord was not in the wind. And after that, and after the wind, an earthquake. But the Lord was not in the earthquake. And after the earthquake, a fire. But the Lord was not in the fire. And after the fire, a still small voice. And it was so, when Elijah heard it, that he wrapped his face in his mantle and went out and stood in the entering of the cave. And behold, there came a voice unto him and said, What doest thou here, Elijah? Look at what's going on here. God told him to go stand on the mountain, and he passed by. And after he passed by, what does he say first? A great and strong wind came. So strong that it rent the mountains, it tore the mountains, and it broke into pieces the rocks before the Lord. But the Lord was not in the wind. The wind blowing is a situation or a circumstance. That's all it is. And even though it rent the mountains, even though it tore the rocks, broke the rocks into pieces, God's command, God's word was not in the wind. So that was no reason to leave. There was no reason to be affected by that on the inside. Okay. And after that, after the wind, an earthquake. But the Lord was not in the earthquake. See, your circumstances and your situations, like a mighty wind, try to move you. And they will change everything around you. The wind, that's what the wind's going to do. You can see the effects of the wind. It's going to blow things at you. It's going to do damage. See, the earthquake is your very foundation shaking. That which you're standing on, being shaken. Earthquakes, historically speaking, don't last very long. Never heard in the history, recorded history of the earth, an earthquake that lasted more than 2 minutes. I would say, and I could look that up before I put it out there as officially, but 2 minutes would probably be the longest an earthquake has ever lasted. But it's so violent. And it's so I won't say shaking, because that's what it does. And you look around and you feel everything moving. I was in an earthquake. I've been in several earthquakes in my lifetime. But I was stationed at Misawa, Japan. And an earthquake, the movement of the land, 2 tectonic plates under the earth pushing against each other. They're constantly pushing, and then one will finally slip, and that's what causes an earthquake. And it's happening way, way, way below the surface of the earth. But in the shifting and all the moving, everything from that point up, and actually that point down, but everything up is what we feel, causes a great commotion at the surface. And so I haven't seen, but there's footage of an F-16 with no engine in it, and the concrete that it was sitting on was like waves of the ocean, and it bounced the F-16 off the concrete into the grass. So an earthquake is very violent. An earthquake can feel like you're just exactly that. Your very foundation is shaking. So, but the word says here, God was not in the earthquake. God was not in the earthquake. There was no command in the earthquake. There was no command in the earthquake. And after the earthquake, a fire. But the Lord was not in the fire. Fire is consuming. Fire, without a doubt, can cause great harm, great damage to everything around you. Can take our very lives. Fire. Fire. But God was not in the fire. His command was not in the fire. His direction was not in the fire. And after that, a still small voice. And when that still small voice spoke, so when Elijah heard it, that he wrapped his face in his mantle, and he went out and stood in the entering of the cave. And behold, there came a voice unto him, and said, What doest thou here? Again. In light of everything that happened, in light of the great victory we had just experienced, your life gets threatened and you leave. Why are you here? I didn't tell you to leave. I did not command you to leave. I did not instruct you to leave. But you looked at your situation and your circumstance and decided it was time to go because you thought your life was in danger. Because the situation told you your life was in danger. Because a queen spoke. God himself had just shown himself mighty, shown himself to be true in the face of a dead God, in the face of 450 prophets with full confidence, total confidence in a dead God. And God had proven himself. But the still small voice, the 2 times that God spoke to Elijah, if you remember, from the time he told Elijah, Go show thyself to Ahab, he didn't speak to Elijah again until Elijah fled. Why are you here? Last instruction. What was your last instruction? Go to Ahab and show. When he went to leave, when he got the note from Jezebel, God didn't speak. Because God's not in the wind. When Jezebel, he read that note and said, May the gods do unto me that and more if I don't do the same to you by tomorrow. God did not speak because God's not in the earthquake. When Elijah looked at this situation and said, This is a queen with great resources and full capability, and she's put a time limit on it even. So I don't have much time left. God did not speak. When Elijah decided, I've got to go, I got to leave, I got to get out of this place, God did not speak because God is not in the fire. But when he finally got to the place, God said, What are you doing here? And Elijah spoke his piece. And God didn't answer that. He didn't answer that. He didn't argue with him. He didn't refute him. He didn't rebuke him in any way. He told him, Go stand up here. And he passed by the wind, the earthquake, and the fire took place. And then the still small voice. And then the voice came God has a command or a task for us, he's very specific. Let us know. Go show yourself to Ahab. Go show yourself to Ahab. And when we're done, he'll let us know. When it's time to go, he'll let us know. When it's not time to go, we can leave. He's not going to do anything to stop us. He didn't do anything to stop Elijah. In fact, he strengthened him for the journey. But when Elijah got to where he was going, God says, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? Exactly. But see, here's the thing. God used the situation, the circumstances, to teach, to demonstrate himself to Elijah of where he is and where he is not. So our situations and our circumstances, God will use those to instruct us, to demonstrate his word to us, to demonstrate his power to us. Just like the fire came down and consumed everything, he used that difficult situation to prove himself. And he got the glory in the end. But his instruction, his voice, his command was in his voice. His command. Elijah didn't have to interpret anything that said, go. Go show yourself to Ahab. He didn't hear of what was going on there and have to pray, this, that, and the other. God saw what was going on. God sent him in to do the job, and the job got done. Now, after the job got done, we would think that it's a time of exaltation. We would think that it's a time to relax. We would think that, okay, God gets the glory now. So I'm good. But not, within a short amount of time after the victory, Ahab runs and tells Jezebel, and Jezebel sends Elijah the note. Elijah, oh man, I gotta go. Read the situation and the circumstance. Decided, you know what? I gotta go. God let him go. God straightened him for his journey. But when he got there, God did not rebuke him. God said, why are you here? Then he used the situation and the circumstance to show, to demonstrate, to teach, to instruct. The word of God, 2 Timothy 3:16. The word of God. All scripture is God-breathed and is useful for rebuking, teaching, rebuking, correcting, and training in righteousness. Teaching, rebuking, correcting, and training in righteousness. The word of God is useful for that. He used earth, wind, and fire. Nothing but he used earth, wind, and fire to teach, rebuke, correct, and train in righteousness. He used situation and circumstance to do that. So our situations speak to us. God speaks to us through our situations, but it's for instruction. It's for correction. It's for demonstration. But when he has a command, when he has a task for us to carry out, we will know without a doubt. We will know without a doubt. Noah. God came to Noah and said, build the ark. Noah didn't get an unctioning. Noah didn't look around, see the signs of the times, and say, you know what? God's about to move in a certain way. I need to build an ark. Noah wouldn't have had the wherewithal to think, I was going to flood this joint out. I need to make it big enough so that all the animals can fit. If Noah had that inclination, even just the slightest inkling on his own, his thought would have been to preserve himself and his family. Maybe some friends that he knew in town or whatever. See, But God's instruction was clear. Build the ark. Make it so many cubits by so many cubits. You will do this. You will do that. Clear instruction. And here's the beauty of it. And I wish we could go there and read through the entire account right now. But God only spoke to Abram once. He only gave him the instructions once. And it took Abram a long time to get that ark built. Noah, my bad. It took Noah a long time to get that ark built. God didn't keep speaking to him over and over again. Build the ark. The rain is coming. Build the ark. The rain is coming. Build the ark. The rain is coming. No, one time. And for as long as it took, it never rained. The whole time he's building that ark. And I'm sure they have some cloudy days. I'm sure you got it up. Kept building. Kept building. Kept on building. The word of the Lord, the instruction of the Lord, the command, the tasking of the Lord is specific. He's clear. When he wants something done, when he needs something done, when there's something he wants and needs for us to do, he's clear on that. Noah didn't have to interpret any signs. Noah didn't have to pray. Not saying that prayer was bad. But when the word of the Lord came, Noah did it. When the word of the Lord came to Elijah, Elijah went. See, no interpretation required. And so Elijah fled. 2 times God spoke after he fled. And his only words to Elijah were, what are you doing here? The first time was, what are you doing here? I didn't tell you to leave there. The second time is, what are you doing here? I have something else for you to do. Verse 13, the last part of verse 13. And behold, there came a voice unto him and said, what doest thou here, Elijah? And he said, I have been, again, he offers the same answer. I've been very jealous for the Lord God of hosts, because the children of Israel have forsaken their covenant, thrown down thine altars, and slain thy prophets with the sword, and only I am left. And they seek my life to take it away. And the Lord said to him, go and return unto thy way. Return on thy way unto the wilderness of Damascus. And when thou comest, anoint Hazael to be king of Syria. And he gives a further instruction after that. So, the 2 times God asks him the same thing. What are you doing here? Why are you here? Because I didn't tell you to leave the other place. Why are you here? The second time, why are you still here? Because I have something else for you to do. Why are you still here? There was no rebuke in what God spoke to him. But his instruction came through the wind, through the earthquake, and through the fire. His instruction came. His demonstration of his word. His demonstration that I'm not in situations and circumstances. I'm not in calamities. I'm not in any of that. Don't let any of that move you. Don't let any of that sway you. There's a strong wind. It's hard to stand in a strong wind. You watch when hurricanes hit the East Coast, and they're showing the newscasters standing out there, and they're having trouble standing there. Wind is no joke. In the Midwest, we call the wind a hawk. Because it will blow through you, cut you, and you feel like you're not even there. The wind is like the wind is blowing through you. A cold, bitter wind. So the wind is no joke. An earthquake, obviously no joke. A fire. I'm talking about the little clicky thing, you know, you use to start the barbecue. That's fire, but that's not a fire that anybody's going to be worried about. You know, we watched the Jungle Book last night. The man cub had fire, you know, and they were afraid of it. But Shere Khan was like, yeah, I think you're afraid of something else. And they looked, and the forest was on fire. They didn't fear so much the little torch that he had, but they feared the fire that was going on out there. So yeah, fire is no joke either. But God is saying, don't fear those, look to me. Don't use those as an excuse. Don't use those as the reason why you leave a place. Let my instruction be why you leave a place. Let my instruction be why you go to the place. Let my direction, my guidance, my word, my command, my tasking be the reason, my purpose. Yes, let that be the reason you stay or go. Don't interpret. Don't interpret. You interpret situations and circumstances to see where God's word applies, to see how to apply God's word. But when it comes to his command, when it comes to what he has to do for us, listen for that still small voice. Even when the children of Israel were making their way through the desert, and God said, follow the glory cloud, follow the pillar of fire. He didn't even speak. When the cloud stopped, they stopped. When the cloud moved, they moved. And they kept going the same direction. Follow me. Follow God's instruction. Follow. This, see, the Low Water Christmas song is stuck in my head now. Follow. But follow. The three wise men followed the star. The shepherds followed the instruction to get to where Jesus was. Follow God's instruction. Follow what the word says do. Follow. Don't follow situation. Don't follow circumstance. Because God's not in them. Learn from those. We learn from our situation and circumstance. But they don't lead us. They don't guide us. They don't pull us. They don't drive us. They don't push us. There's a knowing. There's a knowing. And the word of the Lord came. The voice of the Lord came. So if you hear God ask, why are you here? Don't answer with, I've been very zealous for you, oh God. It's because what he was saying is, I've done all of this for you. I did all of this for you. But my life is at stake. I did all of this for you, and my life is being threatened. The children of Israel, they departed from you. They slay your prophets. But my life is at stake. God didn't even address any of that. He's like, okay, yeah. What are you doing here? Why are you here? Go stand up there. Go stand up there for a second. All of that happens. Then he asks him again, why are you still here? Why are you still here? Now, okay. But God, I've been very zealous for you. Okay. Go do this now. So we're going to have our moments where we're crying out to the Lord. We're going to have our moments where we feel pity party. We're going to have those. It's who we are. It's as part of the flesh. Our situations and circumstances are going to push us to that point. It's going to happen if we allow it to. When we get to that point, don't expect God to join the party. Don't expect God to sit there, rub your back, and woo, woo, woo. Woo, woo, woo. Don't expect that. Because what God's going to do, he's like, what are you doing here? Why'd you leave that place? Then he's going to show you something. And on the other side of that, okay, what are you still doing? What are you still doing? Get up and go. Go do that. Go do this now. Not one time they got addressed. Elijah's being quiet. See? So don't look for God in the wind. Don't look for God in the earthquake. Don't look for God in the fire. Don't let your situation or circumstance try to dictate anything to you. If anything, let them point you back to the Word of God. Let them point you back to, let them send you back to your last instruction. Let them send you back to the one that you know is true. The one you know is true. In all, I would like to think that, had I been in that situation, that I would have done it differently. If I had that big victory in my life, showing God, then ain't nothing Jezebel could have told me that would have made me run. But no, that's not true. Because I faced that same situation in my life. And I've done what Elijah did. I've done what Elijah did. See? We all have. If you haven't, you will. But listen for the still small voice. Listen for the voice of God. Listen for the voice of God. Read his word. Pray. Worship. Praise. Get in his presence and listen for his voice. Because he's not going to be in the wind, the earthquake, or the fire. Amen.